Good morning to you, everyone. You're welcome to Haske TV Breakfast Show. It's a very beautiful Thursday morning. Today is the 22nd of August 2024. This is us live on Breakfast Show, and then this is where we discuss things happening in our dear state, in our dear country, and of course, around the world. Here with me, my name is Barry Cletus, and of course, I have these two gentlemen with me.
Abraham Minor Judah.
Okay, I'm sure we have a lot of issues, a lot of discussions we should discuss on this morning's episode of Breakfast Show. We have various things happening. We slept and woke up to different news on the newspapers, and then of course online. You know, you cannot escape a new thing every day when you log on social media platforms. So I don't know which one we should start with this morning, but yesterday evening there was a boat that capsized somewhere in the state that we had 4 persons lost their lives. So now people keep asking. We still have these issues keep coming up of boats being capsized, and then it turns out to be that okay, something that keeps happening all the time. Are there any measures in place to actually prevent such occurrences, or do we just most of the times these people in charge of these boats have been accused of not giving these people life jackets. It's like in this part of the world we don't really life jackets are not really our thing. So I don't know if you guys have one or two things to say about this incident, but it happened at Maranio, we Benue River. Yes.
Marano, kamar yadda kika faɗa a Mary, in kin duba cewa yanzu za mu iya cewa wayanda suke da hurumin kula da wannan jiragen ruwa ba su mayar da hankali akan wannan life jacket. Akwai matakan da ya kamata a bi don ganin cewa kamin nan ma jirgin ruwan din ya tashi. Na ɗaya ya kamata a ce sun yi providing wannan life jacket. Na biyu ya kamata a ce sun san adadin mutanen da ya kamata su shiga wannan jirgin. Because bai kamata a ce babban ruwa ne Benue a ce jirgin nan kuma zai ɗauki mutane 5 ya kamata sai ku je ku sa mutane 15 ba. Wannan risk ne, wannan kun jefa rayuwar mutane a cikin hatsari. Sannan abu na gaba kuma shine su wayanda suke kula da jiragen ruwan nan da kuma masu tukawa ma su aikin san suna sawa a ransu su riga sun iya ruwan din suna dan kokari. Ko da ku a ce za a je a samu matsalan kifewa ko wani abu za su yi iya kokarin su ne kamin nan a kawo musu ɗauki. Amma duk wani fasinjan da zai shiga wannan jirgin ruwa na san ba kowa ne ya iya ruwa ba. In kin duba wayanda suka mutu ma na samu duka mata ne. Ba za ka expecting mace za ta shiga jirgin ruwa kuma ka ce in jirgin ruwan ya kife akwai ɗan abun da za ta yi kawo mata ɗauki ba. Sai dai in tana da wannan life jacket. Life jacket din ma kawai za ta sa ne kawai ta zo na gungurgun haka. Amma da a ce hadin bin a ce suna da ɗan effort da suke making kamun a kawo ɗauki kaga zai taimake su, amma ina ga kamar masu kula da wannan jiragen ruwan suna yin ganganci sosai.
I think Shetima has spoken well on the matter, and before I continue, I would like to say rest in peace to the 2 women and the 2 children that lost their life. It's a very, very sad one. The reason why it's very sad is because this is obviously something that could have been prevented. if they had life jackets, one, if the boat was not overcrowded, two, and if they have a lifesaver on board. At least they should. And there's also a need for those waterways to be patrolled by marine police or a special task force from the state. Because if you look at the area where this thing occurred, from around Adukula going to Karim Lamido, Mayo Reno going to Belengo town in Karim Lamido. I'm from Karim Lamido, and I know that in that part of the state, access through it by road during rainfall is very, very difficult. So they use the river. You must cross the river, be it River Lao or any of the river. So this is just the way you find police, you find road safety, you find others patrolling the road. The water is a major means of transportation to that part of the state. So it should also be patrolled. And one thing I've noticed with humans is this: humans are tended towards making profit and cutting loss. So you don't expect the boat owners to regulate themselves. What they do is just to do everything to make profit. So the authorities, there should be a body on ground at every jetty, everywhere where this boat is loaded, to ensure that they follow all rules and regulations. And it's also a call to people, please always ensure that you have the life jacket. Although this is very important, because if there's no life jacket around, I don't think those people even have life jacket. Some people even have it. I've seen a situation whereby someone said this thing because other people wear it, give him or her rashes. Some people believe it wouldn't work. So I think these are just the things, and the blame still lies really at the feet of those that are supposed to be in charge of regulating the activities of the boats, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, this issue of life jacket, I think we don't take it serious in this part of the world. We feel it's just an ordinary clothes. If you're giving a life jacket, it doesn't make you a difference with or without it. And then I can't count personally. I've had an experience where I've applied that route several times, but I've never been given a life jacket.
Myself, I don't think I've ever, except once or twice, I took a boat from Papa to Snake Island.
In this part of
now, let me tell you, the problem with this part of the world is not because we want to wear it. And the problem where the people in those climes that wear it is not really because they want to wear it, but because they know there's a consequence attached to not wearing it. Once you know there's a consequence attached to not doing something, you do it. If you don't do it, you won't board the boat. If you don't do it, you get fined. That is what makes people do it. So you don't expect us. That is why we bring in government and the rest of regulatory body to regulate us, because we know self-regulating is very difficult for humans to do. So they should ensure these things should be properly monitored. And I don't know, maybe is there any state department or agency in charge of those? There should be. But how visible are they?
We see more of road safety, VIO, and all that on the streets, but we don't see more of people checkmating the affairs of this water anyway. I don't personally. I don't know.
I've never seen.
You just go there with your car. You want to use the boat to the other side. There's no any official on uniform or sit there on mufti to. It's just the guys there with their boat, and then you just go and. It seems nobody is overseeing.
Another thing is that I see every time you travel, you find a different jetty.
Yes.
2 or 3 people there. No regular. Everybody just create jetties and boats.
Every man for himself.
Kuma musamman yanzu in kun duba cewa tafiye-tafiye yana komawa kan ruwa. Example in an tashi daga Taraba za tafi Abuja, dole ne ibi ake bi. Dole za je jirgin ruwa ya ɗauki fasinja da mota da meme. Akwai yiwuwar gaskiya a samu ma'aikata wanda za su kula da wannan abubuwan da ake don tafiye-tafiyen din gaba ɗaya ma ya koma kan ruwa yanzu, kuma gradually gaba ɗaya zai zo ya koma kan ruwa.
If you check from there are people who fly that route too, from Plateau to Taraba, they still use yes, that would be. Now I think there's need for sensitization, even if these life jackets are being provided by the appropriate authority. Are the people willing to cooperate That's another thing. Now, just like you mentioned earlier, someone will say, it has been used by so many people to give me rashes or something like that. I think there's need for sensitization. We need to know the importance of this. People should be taught the importance of these life jackets and what the implications of not using jackets and the possibility of boats or ships or whatever being capsized on its way to the other. And so I think there's need for a serious sensitization
So
so that people will. So I don't know if there's anything we can add before we move to our next.
Bari in ɗan yi karin bayani kamar yadda mutane suke cewa idan an ba su life jacket din mutane da yawa suna amfani da shi in kika duba ai wanda ya saba bin ruwa ya saba bin ruwan din ai za su iya ma life jacket nan su yi provide su ba kowa ya rike ya zama nashi because yanzu ni ban taba bin hanyar Ibbi ba amma za ki samu wanda yake zuwa Abuja kullum daga Taraba State zuwa Abuja dole koyaushe yana bin hanyar Ibbi in bai bi ba wannan wata wani wata zai bi a shekara dai zai bi ya kai so uku ko so hudu so ban ga laifin idan life jacket din ya saya ma ya zama nashi ba idan baka so ka yi amfani da na mutane tun da kana tsoron racis ko wani abu za ka iya saya ai sai ka ajiye zama na naka ne ko yaushe ka je wannan hanyar din sai ka sa life jacket naka ina ga haka zai fi sauki ma ai
we just hope we will hear less of boats being capsized and all that now, which takes us to the next story in the States. We're still in Taraba State. This morning on my way, I saw crowds and then I had to stop and hear what was going on. I found out that there's these people that keep the city streets clean. You find them very early in the morning, as early as 5 a.m. Some of them are there. And most of these women, these people are women, mothers, personally, there was a day I was going to work very early in the morning, and then the taxi I was in almost hit this woman. If not because the guy wasn't speeding, he would have bumped into her. So from that moment, I thought of possibilities of such accidents happening. And then this morning, it happened. I think a woman was hit and she died instantly or so. So I don't know. And then if you check, these women are not giving, there's a jacket, right? I don't know what it's called. Reflective jacket. Still on the jacket issue. There's a reflective jacket that is supposed to be given. You don't just give them brooms and packers and all that. There are other measures, things to give them, like the reflective jacket, so that from a distance, a tricycle rider or a car or a driver cannot drive in the dark without using lights, right? So as soon as this light reflects on the jacket, you know that there's someone there or there's something there before you get close. So I don't know. It's not about giving these women or these people brooms and packers. Their life too is important. It's not about cleaning the street. The street cannot be cleaned if those cleaning they are not alive. So I think this is a very serious issue. We shouldn't have waited for it to get to this point before we start thinking of reflective jackets. This is a measure that should have been taken a long time ago, but here we are.
Honestly, I saw this coming. Unfortunately, nothing was done. I came into Jalingo around mid-May, and the next day I took a stroll around the Rwoni quarters, the environs, and I was shocked to see people sweeping as early as. First of all, I was wondering what was going on because I didn't know they were street sweepers. So I saw them, but the first thing that came to my mind was, why are these people not dressed, properly dressed? There should be something that will distinct them from the darkness because they do it at dawn. And most of them, they back the oncoming cars. And if you know that early in the morning, our senses are not always as sharp as it should be because some might just wake up and decide to go for work, the body is still weak. So they should have a reflective jacket that they will wear so that from whatever distance you are coming from, you will see, you know that there is something strange on the road. There's a moving object. Once they are moving, the light will reflect. Even if the light of the vehicle is off, the little sunshine or the moon will still reflect something, and the way the reflective jacket is, it shines. So that, to me, that is more important than the broom and the pack. You can't keep hundreds of people on the road endangering their lives. And I thought something would be done. I wrote about it and it was acknowledged by many people, but it's unfortunate that I also noticed that it seems it's only their leaders that wear that reflective jacket, the ones that maybe their supervisor or something like that. But the supervisor does not work on
At
the
all.
road.
At all.
You just come to ensure the job is done. Now, coming to that, I didn't even know something like this happened. I was coming this morning, driving from area command towards the town. All of a sudden, I saw someone raise a pole and dropped it in the middle of the by the side of the road. And what is this? I had to swap, and I found out that they were trying to fix the street light. Now those fixing the street light, no cones,
Nothing.
no reflective jacket. They were just walking as if they were walking in their sitting room. There's nothing to show that there is work going on. Until I got further and I saw they were concentrated in a particular place with their shop and some were wearing jacket. I said they shouldn't have allowed anybody to walk without jacket. Apart from that, they should also have things on the road. There's these cones that they place on the road to show that men are walking or women are walking, as the case may be. So it still boils down to our ability to just do things anyhow the way we feel it should be done.
Hakikanin gaskiya abun din situation din ba daɗi, sannan idan kika duba wayannan mutanen da suke share hanyar nan suna sa gari yayi kyau, sannan kuma suna fita as early as possible. Banda ma maganar life jacket, ya kamata a ce an yi providing kamar ɗan signboard haka. Ban sani ba ko ba ɗauki abun din da muhimmanci ba ne. Example yanzu zaki duba idan PW tunda su dai organization ne za a ce babba, idan suna aiki hanya akwai wannan signboard wanda za su yi placing wanda zai nuna maka slow down, mutane suna aiki a gaba. To ya kamata a ce wannan banda life jacket ma ai providing wannan signboard a ajiye. Banda wannan signboard ma there is need a ce akwai namiji a ciki wanda zai siya kusa da signboard din. Yawa wanda zai ringa gani in mashin na zuwa zai ɗan ko toci tunda suna zuwa around 5 ne, ko toci haka sai ya ringa haskawa ya nuna musu dai su tafi slow down. Because kamar yadda kika faɗa, idan ba masu share hanyar din, idan ba su raye ba za a share hanya ba. Sannan kuma rayuwanka ya fi share hanyar da ake yin nan. In za a ce kullum suna fita su share hanya, yau za a kashe ɗaya, gobe a kashe ɗaya, jibi a kashe ɗaya, gobe ba za su fita ba. Yawa duk in gani akwai there is need gaskiya yi providing wannan abubuwa. Sannan ko supervisors da suke sa wannan life jacket din, supervisors din ba su zuwa as early as 5 sai gari ya dan fara wayewa sai su zo. Kuma in gari ya waye life jacket din kusan amfanin shi kaɗan ne, because ko direban keke napep ko me zai kalli mutum sosai. Amma ana magana life jacket ko signboard din masu fita da wuri ne, irin around 5 akwai ɗan duhu. So gaskiya ya kamata a ɗauki wannan abu serious don ganin cewa wannan kashe-kashen din ya tsaya daga nan.
As a matter of fact, they are even supposed, there's a coverall that they wear. This coverall that they wear, so it has reflective reflective what do they call it, bands around the arm, the shoulder, the chest, the back, everywhere. So when they are walking, they are supposed to put on this coverall. So all over their body, they are reflective materials that will show that something is happening. And also the issue of someone should be there to ensure that it makes the vehicles aware that something is going on here.
So I don't know. This is actually a very sad note. But then we just we're hoping that the government will look into the begins providing life jackets, reflective jackets for these individuals, because it's scary. You cannot wake up and go to your workplace in the morning and then a few minutes later news is going back to your family that I so person. You know, it's just unfortunate. So we just pray the state government will look into these issues. Well, Mr. Abraham, I see you highlight a certain issue here on NLC. So I hope you take us through that.
Yes, the police invited the NLC president, Joe Ajero, to come to their office for investigation, and they are investigating on the issue of sponsoring of terrorism, cyber crime, and some other, the usual stuff around it. So he wrote a letter to the police through his lawyers, Falana and Falana Chambers, asking them to extend the time for him, that he has a prior commitment on the day he was supposed to come. I think it should be 19th, and they should extend it to August 29. It will be available by then. And so there will be this back and forth between the police and NLC and his lawyers over he should come, he shouldn't come. And I think the police said they might issue a bench warrant. Since it's, now it's an invitation.
Yes.
It's an invitation, it's not an arrest. But they say they might upgrade it to, or is it downgrade it or upgrade it to arrest? To them it's an upgrade, to the person is a downgrade, arrest. But what I'm concerned about is, I think on the part of the police, we should understand that, okay, as a labor leader of the nation, he will have a timetable and a series of events he wants to, he's supposed to attend, he's duty bound to attend. So if he asks for an extension, I don't think Comrade Joe Ajaero is a flight risk. He's not going to run away. He's a known figure, both in Nigeria and all over the world. So I think they should give him the extension. And wait, August 29 is just a few days away. Then again, there's this tendency among Nigerians to always shy away from police invitation. It is not an arrest. It is an invitation. Go there. Maybe they feel if they go, they will be roughly treated. But I think we should learn to honor, so that I really turn to them now ordering for your arrest. But he has gone through the channel of writing through his lawyers. Then thirdly, the Nigerian Labour Congress started threatening that they will go on strike if anything happens. This is where I totally disagree with them. You don't abuse that weapon of strike that is there. Is a major weapons in the hands of at the drop of the hat, you begin to threaten strike. The other time something happened, they went on strike because the leader was manhandled by the police or this. And this time around, I think they should look for other means of addressing issues. Because the strike is now becoming something that is no longer effective.
I think with time, the government will even get used to the strike. After all, last night strike they will come back. You know that kind of thing. So I don't know. I feel there are better ways. But then talking about Ajaero, right? Not showing up and all that. Everything for me personally, everything possible in Nigeria. You will see that a particular individual is still in the country, but the police are still looking for him.
Yes.
And then I've seen situations whereby from police hearing or whatever, from then you were going straight to prison.
Yes.
That's why most of these top government officials, once they've been called for a particular issue, being in the court or in the police station, you find them fainting outside even before entry. I don't know if that makes sense. But then, I don't know if Shatima has one or two things to say about this.
Gaskiya ba, actually idan abu ya faru kamar haka ba, ai aka ce idan ba rami ne ya kawo maganar rami. Example, duk wanda aka ce mai police sun yi invite nashi, definitely in mai laifi ne ya sani, in kuma bai da laifi ya sani, because yanzu yadda nake zo ina muke shiri, police ba za su invite nawa ba. To idan har police suka invite naka, ka san in kai mai laifi ne ka sani, in kai kuma mara laifi ne ka sani. Wannan kenan. Abu na biyu kuma nan shine, shi yana da right gaskiya, shi leader ne na NLC, yana da schedules kamar yadda ya faɗa. Police ba za su invite na shi kawai su tura mishi data yau su ce in 3 days time suna son ganin shi ba, watakila akwai schedules na shi. So I think yadda ya ce musu su yi extending nan yana da right wannan. Su kuma ya kamata su yi extending sai su jira su gani, kamar yadda Abraham ya faɗa, shi mutum ne wanda an san shi a duniya duka. Ba hali kuma ya fita a Najeriya ba tare da an sani ba. In suna gani kamar zai gudu, akwai matakan da za su bi su yi haɗin gwiwa da immigration da ma'aikatan airport, akwai season passport nashi da dai makamanci haka har sai ranar da ya zo, ko ba haka ba. Wannan kenan yana da right ya faɗa ka, kuma ya kamata sai a bashi dama. NLC kuma wanda suke cewa wai za su tafi yajin aiki, wannan ba magana ne wanda hankali zai kama ba, because shugaban NLC ne, sannan kuma yana da personal abubuwa da yake yana daban. Idan ya yi laifi wanda ba wai a office ne ya yi laifi ba, personal abu ne na daban, police za su ya kama shi su ɗaure shi ma, ko ba haka ba. Wannan abun bai shafi NLC ba, bai shafi Labour ba, to su tafi yajin aiki na me? does that mean idan baka shugaban labor za ka yi komai kenan a Najeriya ba tare da an kama ka ba? Ai bai kamata ba. So yajin aiki abu ne na daban. Yaji aiki abu ne na wanda idan suna so gwamnati ta yi musu abu gwamnati ba ta yi ba, ko kuma wannan rikici tsakanin su da gwamnati ko Najeriya ko labor shine za su yi ce za su tafi yajin aiki. Amma idan shugaban su yayi laifi wannan ba ruwan su. Su ma a matsayin su na body ya kamata in shugaban su yayi laifi su kira shi su hukunta shi. Amma ba wai su ce in police sun yi in sun kira shi ko sun daure shi za su tafi yajin aiki ba, wannan ba magana ne da hankali zai kama ba.
Okay, all right, and that's that on the NLC issue. We'll now take a short break. When we return, Haske TV, a breakfast show will continue. Please stay with us.
Haske TV, connecting the disconnected. Haske TV, connecting the disconnected.
Okay, welcome back from that short break. It's still a Haske TV breakfast show with me and these two gentlemen. So before, during the break, we were discussing a very important issue, which is circled around security and insecurity in the country. Yesterday, we had the news of a monarch who was, let's say, kidnapped or abducted about 25 days ago, and finally killed because a ransom was not paid.
This is really serious. There is a district head of Gatawa in Sokoto State. He was kidnapped, I think, with his child and two other people.
Yes.
I think there was a video that came out where was appealing that she should be helped and this and that. It's quite unfortunately that he died. We don't know if he was killed deliberately or he died of illness or anything, because I believe there's nobody that would be in such a situation that wouldn't fall sick, or and if he might even have some health challenges before then,
the fact that
he's aged and he might not be taking medication. His heart might have, his BP might have gone up and the rest of it. This is quite unfortunate, and it used to be. Why I'm really surprised was that I lived most of my life in the south, although I'm a northerner. There was this, there's always this talk about when I was young that the north is the safest part. That anytime in the night, anytime of the day, you go anywhere, there are no robbery, nothing. That is only in the south that you have this criminality. But now, the north has become the hotbed of criminality. And the kind of criminality that is going on in the north is not even something that is imaginable. It is something that we just grew up to meet, and we used to hear it in other countries. Something must be done. And I think the thing that should be done, it can be done from the federal angle. People must be empowered locally to fight this. Because these criminals, I can say they live among us. If they don't live among us, we know some of them. Their informants live with us. They operate within our vicinity. They operate in the areas whereby we used to farm or we used to go hunting. We know this terrain. You can't bring a soldier from someone from Akwa Ibom State to go into a forest in Niger State that he has never been before, and maybe probably in his life he has always been someone that has never even gone into a little bush, not to talk of a forest. So I think the answer to this is there must be a very good local security force on ground that should be ready to strike even before the bandits strike, to be ready to strike. Unfortunately, if we don't do that, we will keep coming here every morning. We will come here every morning to say the same thing. It is quite unfortunate now that they are even picking district heads. This is not the first one. They are targeting major people that before it is sacred for you to carry a monarch. But now it is just one of those things.
You know, like talking about this, I remember there was this story going around in Jalingo one time of a monarch like this being abducted. And then when the abductors came to his house in the night, after abducting him and few others from, they made him to carry a bag of, I think a bag of maize or something on his head to move it to the location. Like it's an aged man, but so this is how our monarchs are being the point they are being reduced to. How can you abduct a monarch and then make him carry a bag of rice or you know? It's just unheard of.
It is. If you look at these criminals, they might not be educated, but they are highly sophisticated in criminality. They know the effect of the psychology of you seeing your traditional leader carrying a bag of maize. You can see that it sounds strange to you. That will put fear in your mind that if they can make a traditional leader to, these people are highly sophisticated. They understand the psychology of crime, and they make sure they use it. You might think because you say we attach English to intelligence because they don't speak English, they've not been to any standard institution. We say they are just normal boys. They are not normal boys. They know what need to be known to commit a crime. If the next time a monarch hears that something is coming, he might even pay them ahead.
To kaga gaskiya labarin kam abu ne wanda babu daɗi, sai mu ce inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Ina yi sanyi matuka da na tashi da wannan labari. In kin duba Abraham da Beri, in kun duba za ku ga cewa kamar yadda Abraham ya faɗa, abu ne na wanda ya kamata a ce an ɗauki mataki sosai. Matakin kuma ba zai kasance ta ɓangaren gwamnatin tarayya kawai ba. There is need a ce an yi empowering local mutane kamar yadda Abraham ya faɗa, because local mutane ne suka san dajin da ke kai wannan mutanen, because ai idan sun ɗauki mutum suka yi demanding kuɗin fansa, wani suke cewa ake ba kuɗin in sai kai. Duk inda ka kai kuɗin fansa na kuma at least da ka ga hanyar da ka bi suka yi maka kwatance, duk da cewa ba za ka isa wurin su ba, za su ce ka ajiye hanya, amma at least da ka san dajin mai bike da ya kai ka ya san hanyar ne. To kaga idan an zo an yi empowering naka local mutane irin vigilante da dai sauransu, za a samu improvement sosai a wannan abun ne. Duba da yadda abun da Abraham ya faɗa, tabbas ba su yi karatu ba su iya turanci ba su iya kuma ba, amma duk mutumin da zai zo ya ɗauki sarki ka san da yana da ilimin abun ɗin, kuma aka ce duk mai son abun ka ya fi ka dabara. Ai sarkin nan zaka samu yana da securities, watakila akwai polisawa a wurin, watakila akwai local vigilante da wani abu da dai sauransu, amma suka yi penetrating. Kuma wannan ba shine first time ba shine second time ba. A Taraba na an taba dokan irin labari ire wannan iyalan sarki duka zuwa doka. To kaga abu ne wanda suna da ilimin abun ne. So therefore idan gwamnati ba su tashi sai ba sun yi empowering mutane sannan an ba su ilimin kare wayannan district head da ma sauran al'umma, to gaskiya akwai matsala. Kamar yadda Abraham ya faɗa, da dai arewa ana gani wuri ne wanda kowa zai zo ya rayuwa ba wani abun criminality, ana zaune kalau, amma yanzu arewa ma ya kusan fin kudancin kasar nan, kin duba abubuwan da ke faruwa. To gaskiya akwai yiwuwar a tashi tsaye gaskiya.
This issue of insecurity and saying insecurity was not so common in the northern time, but beginning to agree. It's not that I agree with it, because aside this particular issue of a monarch kidnapped and being killed. Just I think last week Friday, some medical students were kidnapped from the way from for instance, I know one from from Jos. Let me just say from Jos heading to Enugu. They're not even gotten to Enugu, but around Benue State. They were kidnapped. And then all of them. And then this kidnappers are asking for 50 million naira or so. And these are just students.
And you know the thing is that while you were trying to identify that story, you could see that I was not so sure because almost every day I see different stories. The only thing that differentiates one story to is the location, and then the caliber of people they pick. Now the case of the monarch picks our attention because he's a monarch. The case of the student picked our attention because they are students. But you know there are isolated cases here and there. They are rich though. I can't even, sometimes I just look away because I'm tired of seeing people being kidnapped. If you look at it, if you go to the news today, you will find at least 10 or more cases, similar cases, like some solved, some unresolved, up to date. It is something else. When I was in secondary school in the 90s, even while I was 11, 12 years, I used to travel alone. At least I know I used to travel from Newman to Okari alone. Sometimes some of my friends in school, we sneaked out at night. I was in a boarding school for government college Okari, and we travel alone. We even go to the park and just tell them, this is where you drop me, my parents will pay. In the night, and nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. Now even then we kids will travel without any escort, with nobody. Some travel as far as Okari to Lagos alone, and not direct journey. They just go to the park and beg and do this, pay little money as a student. But now even the parents, now that I'm a parent, I don't have the mind to travel at night. Not to talk of a boy of 12 or 13 years old.
You know, in those days, this exchange program was very popular, where the students from the other part of the country. But now I don't think it's been practiced again because of insecurity. Just like NYSC now.
Let me tell you something. If that system is still going on, wow, it would be a massive. Because I remember then, students from Lagos, they used to run 4 luxurious buses to come pick students from Lagos and the Southwest from Federal Government College Okari. So just imagine 4 luxurious buses of students going from Okari to Lagos. You know how exposed they would be, because now we had like 3 or 4 buses going from Okari to Yola, others going to Warri, to the southeast and the rest of it, and everybody gets home safely. No incident. Sometimes some kids will drop from the bus and we will miss them along the way, but you always find them. That was when there was no insecurity in Nigeria. There was, but it was limited to just few places. None of our buses were ever attacked. None that I know of. It got take us back to those days.
Can we ever have those days back?
Just imagine 4 luxurious buses of students moving from the north to the south now.
The education system was very okay then. The education system was very okay then. You have students from other African countries coming to, because in FGTC I know that there were students from other countries then. But now we don't see.
I have 3 classmates from Namibia, and I still communicate with them today. Yes, I still communicate with them in Namibia. We have 2 or 3 people too from South Africa who came, but they didn't last so long. I think a term or 2 they couldn't cope. But the Namibians, they stayed from JSS1 to SS3, and we are still friends today.
But these days, even NYC these days, there are some camps that you go to. It's like automatic redeployment. If you want to redeploy, you don't even need any reason. Insecurity, though. But I feel the purpose for the NYC has been defeated. Because you find out an adult saying, Taraba, where is Taraba? You know? And then I wonder in my head, has this person don't decide to stay and capital at all. But then, if we're having this interstate transfer when it comes to NYC school, we won't be having a lot of this question. Where is Taraba? Do you people speak English? I don't know that Taraba people speak English. That thing gets on my nerve when they say, "Oh, so you for houses?"
That is another topic on its own. The ignorance of the complexity of Nigeria.
Sure.
And the most complex part of the country is the one that they so much simplified. That is the north. They've simplified the north to be purely one language Hausa.
Sure.
They don't know that we have, even in the core Hausa state, you still have some minor, some varieties of tribe. In Taraba, we have lots of these things. Wow. The north alone is a place that can provide at least 200 languages for you.
Ataraba kwa muna da kusan 100 da wani abu.
Yes.
So I think all these things we have issues with because these days people don't travel anymore because of insecurity and what have you. But then we pray that things will get better. As usual, the ordinary Nigeria will have to pray about it. So now I think this next issue will concern Mr. Abraham, not only because now them they queue for every day. We know it affects those of us that use public transport and all that. But issue of fuel, I think I heard that the price have hit 780 naira per liter.
You thank God you heard. You heard.
So now it's never confirmed.
It is easy to say I heard.
So what's the reality?
The reality is this. The price of petroleum products in Taraba State at the filling station, the list is 900 naira, 920, 940. That is what you buy. The exception to this is the NNPC station where you queue for hours. Now, let me use myself because I see you were pointing at me and even laughing at me. Not knowing that even the keke man will take it from you. The market women will take it from you. So when you laugh at me, when they go to the market, they will laugh at you. It is a merry-go-round. Now, during this week, I had low fuel. I decided, let me just buy. When I passed through NNPC, the queue is too much. I said, I can't stress myself. Let me just buy. I bought fuel. By the time I bought 920, I started my car, it didn't raise. It was as if I didn't buy. I went somewhere, I came back, it was showing danger. I had to fill again. At the end of the day, I spent almost 8,000 with red light. Because anytime I buy, I come back, it's red. I feel, and I decided the best thing is just for me. There is no, I can say there is no scarcity in Taraba. But there's scarcity across the country. But in Taraba, there's no scarcity, but there is high price. Because you see fuel in most filling stations. It is where they sell at 630, the NNPC station, that you see queue. I had to make up my mind to go queue at the NNPC.
Yes.
I was lucky I came on the day because I used to mark it. I mark some cars. I will go first day, that car is still there. Second day is still there. Third day, if I don't see the car, I know they are selling. Then I try and queue. And to the management of that NNPC along this, they are doing well now. They ensure the queue is moving. And I was able to buy. I had to buy full tank. And it was very painful for me buying full tank when I have other things to do with money. But I looked at the long term. Then across the country, in Lagos, there's scarcity. And yet the people they are not used to buying 900 the way they are buying. I have a bus coming with some of my things, and they said the driver could not get fuel in Lagos, so he had to go back to the park. So you can see that the scarcity is looming in places like Abuja, Lagos, and the major cities. But for Taraba, it's not a scarcity, it is
The price.
To gaskiya abinda duk da cewa ni ban da mota ba na sayan mai, amma kamar yadda Abra mai bara, ko baka da mota in ka hau keke napep zaka samu in mai yayi tsada still abun din zai dawo kanka. In ka je kasuwa in zaka saya abu in mai yayi tsada abun din zai dawo kanka. To abu ne wanda almost jiya ko shekaran jiya an kira ni ana tambaya wai an ji an ce wai president ya dawo da tallafin mai to ban san ya gaskiya ba yake ba zan tambayi Abraham ne ba to ban sani ba to na san kowa ya sani an cire tallafin mai wannan ne yasa kaga yanzu mai yayi tsada to amma maganan dawo da tallafin mai ban sani ba mutane suna ta tambaya na ni je abin da na sani shine farashin mai ya kai 900 because last week za mu je Yola da private mota ne mun je mun sha lita 20 mun biya 18,000 kin yi calculating zaki samu 900 ne to shi yasa amma yanzu kama kin ga Abraham ya ce ya kai wani wuri 920 wani wuri 940 to gaskiya abun din kam sai dai mu ce ba daɗi amma an dawar da tallafin mai ne Abraham ko ba dawar ba.
What I would say, I don't know why Shatima is asking me. Am I the Minister of Petroleum or am I the MD of any of the Pankara? If I am, you wouldn't see me here.
Amma ba ki sani ba duk mutumin da yake zuwa gidan mai yana siyan mai so zai ringa bibiyan maganar tallafin mai kawai.
Let me on the right hand mood, let me tell you what happened. This is the first time I'm getting the information from an enlightened person. But throughout yesterday, if I enter Keke, you just say because I had to go and park my car for the queue. So I enter Keke like this. Someone will just say, they reduced the price. I saw a woman selling pepper. She was thanking God that I have to run. They have removed. I don't look at it. I'm a person in the media. I don't have this information. For market women, pepper sellers, they are. So it is a misinformation. You know the information that came out that subsidy is being paid through the back door. That there's a kind of subsidy going on to keep the price even at 630. You know the official price is 630. So there is a kind of subsidy that is going on payments. Although federal government have denied it, that there is no subsidy. But all the facts points to the fact that something is being done to keep that price because the value of the naira has fallen. And we are importing this way. So definitely the price of the fuel will go up. And if you look at even the places we are buying it from, it is higher than 630. So what is happening? There's something going on there that it is only the government that understands, and we can't even understand. But they are saying there is no more subsidy. I think that is the information people got, and they began to just say, well, you know one thing I found out about this. That shows that the people's mind is on the fact that subsidy should be returned. The high price of fuel has eaten deep into our pockets. Even if you go to the village, people that have never seen petrol before, they know that the price of petrol is affecting.
The moment there is any shake in prices of fuel, every other thing shakes.
Ko abunda ma ba da mai ake producing that ba za su kara kudi.
Because the person producing that thing will go to the market and buy things.
Wallahi. Almost mai kam yana tafiya ko ma me za ka yi a kasan nan.
We, as I always say, we pray for the best. Now, quickly, we just have a few minutes before we wrap up. Few minutes. Let's look at this. The recent Olympics that just finished. Nigerians coming back with no medals, but Nigerians got medals.
Yes.
You know, the way you laugh, I think everybody laughs like that.
Yes.
But every time this issue comes up, everybody laughs. But then, quickly, I don't know if there's any, because it doesn't make sense to me.
The Nigerians that got medal and Nigerians that are representing countries that work and pray. But the Nigerians that did not get medal are the ones that represent country that only pray. So why those ones they work and they pray, they prepare and pray. Nigeria we pray, we don't prepare. It takes more than 4 years to prepare for Olympics. As a matter of fact, the moment it ends, some people they have started preparation for the next Olympics. And but we wait until the dying minute. They will pump in money. The money will just waste away. It will waste away.
Someone said we Nigerians we don't take this sport serious.
We take it serious. Nigerians take it serious. But the approach towards it is wrong. The thing is, if you take away a Nigerian that was doing averagely well and you put him in another environment where there's preparation and everything, you see that they begin to excel. We take it serious, but we don't take the administrative of it seriously. As in the average Nigerian takes sport, but if people spend money to go and watch football. They argue football. They go to, if you go to the stadium, you see young men jogging. But the thing is that the administration of sports in Nigeria is somehow they don't prepare. They only pumping money at the dying minutes, and you find out that it's for political reasons.
Kamar yadda Abraham ya faɗa ne, abun da ya faru a Olympic na abu ne abun dariya. Najeriya a matsayin mu na country ba mu samu kyauta ba, amma mutanen Najeriya da suka buga suka yi participate a wasu wurare sun samu kyauta. To abun da yake faruwa kamar yadda Abraham ya faɗa, Najeriya babu shiri ne suke yin abun su. Za ki samu a 9 minutes sai su ce za su kawo su sa kuɗi kuma abun din baya working. In kin duba a African Cup of Nations a ball kenan sport da ya wuce, akwai yaro Alhassan bai ma taɓa buga African Cup of Nations ba, amma yana kokari da aka sa shi kuma ya taka rawan gani. So akwai yiwuwar daga ranar da muka fita a sake shirin wani tournament kuma. Yiwa ba wai kawai kar a nuna ana da kuɗi sai abu ya zo dami da ce za a pimpa kuɗi, no ba zai yi working ba. Nigerians an ɗauki abun sport very serious. Gwamnatin tarayya suna kokari sosai, suna ba da kuɗi, suna neman yanzu coach na Najeriya za ki samu last 3 years ana ɗaukan bature ne ma daga France daga Portugal daga yana kawo don daraja kuma ba abun kuɗi, amma ba su yin shiri akan lokaci. Wannan shine major problem.
I have a lot to say about this, but then looking at time, we'll have to wrap up here on today's episode of Breakfast Show on Haske TV. But we'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same station, with the same interesting headlines and happenings around the world. But for now, we'll have to take a break, but stay tuned for our subsequent program. From me, very clear to say goodbye and
Goodbye. Thank you.
Haske TV, connecting the disconnected.